I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
I'm going to take roll. Bill Anderson.
Present.
Alfred Stone.
Present.
Frank Flynn.
Present.
Ted Sample.
Present.
Roger Rocker.
Present.
I am Log.
Present.
Saul Tom.
Present.
Mrs. Paul Williams.
Present.
Ralph Martin.
Present.
Patricia Doris.
Present.
Abby Turnus.
Present.
Hunter Smith.
Present.
Paula Perkins.
Present.
Linda Luce.
Present.
Sam Finn.
Present.
Anita Allen.
Present.
Sandy Sullivan.
Present.
Josephine Brown.
Present.
Andy Messer.
Present.
Ben Turner.
Present.
Susan Parker.
Present.
J.P. Cromer.
Here.
Chris Calkins.
Present.
Tara Fay.
Present.
Lily Greenspan.
Present.
Tina Starr.
Present.
Edward Barton.
Here.
Francine Flanagan.
Present.
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
A motion. I second that motion.
We will take a vote on that motion. A for yes, nay for no.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passed. Do we have any new reports we need?
No reports or unfinished business.
All right. Now I understand we're here to discuss the development of the Alcott County Park. I understand this is a very sensitive issue for most of you, and I will make sure I'm able to hear from every one of you, and that everybody should be respectful to each other, and at the end of being done speaking, I will ask questions, and if you have any, you are allowed to ask. Would Bill Sanderson for Pro Development please come forward?
As a writer behind the master plan, our goal is to provide a safe, efficient, and eco-friendly upgrade to the park. This will be done by adding a safer paved road to bring in more campers, adding dirt paths for dirt bikers, multiple facilities for campers, and converting the unused land around the park to pastures for cattle and the trees around the land to be used for the placement of a lumber mill. Not only will this bring in more campers, bring campers out in the summer, this plan will also bring in more revenue for the park. The additions to be added will be paid off by the campers who would be coming after the renovation. Coming from a family of 11 myself, I remember long summer days camping and having fun outdoors. Today not many people like to rough it and prefer bringing a camper for a weekend of fun. We hope this plan will provide all those needs. Soon to speak are a group of people who would like to discuss the future benefits the master plan will bring. So if the board is ready and will hear these people, we would like to begin.
Hi, I'm Ted Sample. This land will be used for grazing the cattle, leasing it to other people so that they can put their cattle on there, also increasing the money on the deal. All the trees in there are really doing nothing for us, and they could easily be brought down, opening up a lumber mill, causing at least 300 jobs for people there. Every person who would be there would be averaging about $300 per day.
Thank you very much. Any questions for him?
I have a question for you, Mr. Sample. I was just wondering, why develop a ranch in a park after the Wire Ranch?
There's extra room for there, plus, I mean, kids always like to see animals that I don't get to see very often, so they go camping, they get to see some cattle, things they're not used to seeing in the town.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I also have a question.
Yes.
Do you have safety regulations put up for when you take apart the environment there?
Yes, we will have a fence that will be put around to stop, so that no kids get into there.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Log. It's not used very much. It's basically useless. It's just sitting there. And I think that if we are allowed to go in there and cut down some trees, do a little stuff with the land, we can create a lot of jobs. It's, my company gets money, people that I employ get money. And the land after it, we can build houses, we can do anything with it. Basically, it's a win-win situation. So, yes.
Any questions? I have a question. Will you be employing people from the surrounding community, or will you bring employees from elsewhere?
Surrounding community, people who care about the land.
Thank you very much.
I'm Alfred Stone, and I'm the owner of Stone Construction. And if this project gets approved, my company will be handling most of the roads and construction of the campsite. This would be a benefit for like tourists and stuff because they would have the nice roads and the facilities to take advantage of. But most importantly, the citizens of our community would get a good benefit from this plan. I already have 125 employees, but with this, I would be able to employ another 150 more employees from our county. And to me, my most important thing to my business are my employees, and I like to take care of them. That's the most important thing. And right now, it's like we don't have as much work as we would like, and with this, we would be able to get a nice, steady job and good income, and be able to pay my employees and give them more hours to work. And Ralph Martin is one of my employees that he has to have 2 jobs because he doesn't get enough right now because we don't have the work to do this. And this goes for the same with many of my other employees. But with this, Ralph can explain to you in more detail how this would help his life.
Any questions for him?
Yeah. How long would it fully take for you to complete this whole project?
Probably about a year, so maybe elements, extra setbacks.
Commissioner, board members, my name is Linda Luce, and I'm nothing more than a member of FAWN, Friends of Nature Club, a hiker and a teacher. But I'm a representative for our group right here, with the objective to conserve this park for hiking, beauty, hunting, camping, and for wild's sake. Now I realize that this movement is for business, and no matter what the argument is, I believe it's for business only. But no matter how many jobs that this creates, or how many people come to these developed campsites, one thing remains: nature cannot be recreated. We cannot recreate the originally grown forests and streams in nature, because there's something special about not disturbing nature that has taken so much time to create. I talked to Fort Lincoln State Park, and they told me many pros about having a natural campsite as opposed to a developed one. For one, there's water activities and more natural water activities. It's quiet, and there's a feeling of outdoors and independent camping. There are no RVs or shopping centers, there's no busy people, noise, and it's a more pleasant experience of nature. And I believe to destroy all this nature that we have already, just to make jobs, is wrong, because I believe, as humans, it is our duty to conserve our natural habitat.
Hi, I'm JB Cromer. I'm an ecologist at Metro University, and the problem I see with changing the park is that every living thing needs a place to live, find food, and reproduce. When we take over natural areas for our own use, we take away those areas for other living creatures. Habitat loss is the greatest threat to the natural world. We are taking over habitat at an alarming rate to provide ourselves with homes and agriculture, as well as resources from forests and other natural areas. The species it will affect will be mostly large animals, because large animals are often hit hardest by loss of habitat because they need large areas in which to have a healthy breeding population. The only species not truly affected by habitat loss are those which benefit from human activities, such as cockroaches, rats, and house finches. As an ecologist at Metro University, I strongly oppose the plans to destroy the Alcott County Park because it will destroy habitats animals need to survive. If these animals die, who is going to want to go to a park with no natural wildlife?
I have a question. You talked about the large animals that will be affected by the habitat loss, but do you think it will affect any of the people going down there for natural activities and hiking or anything as it is now?
Do I think that large animals will, them being gone?
Will they create danger for the people now, being as there's more large animals right now?
No, because there's mostly deer.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chris Hawkins, and I am the head of the Game and Fish. Now, Mr. Beck, I heard you're quite the fisherman, and with all these businesses and people, there will be many negative effects on nature. The purpose of the non-game and endangered wildlife management as a place for animals to be safe is to protect, restore, and preserve and maintain non-game endangered wildlife, and to provide opportunities for the public to enjoy this area. Endangered wildlife are those species listed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services as threatened or a candidate for such status. Population threatens the habitat for animals, and last year alone 50 million animals died because of population. And with all these businesses, there's going to be obviously a lot of pollution, and that has a lot of negative impact on animals' health. And even small levels of environmental pollution create discomfort for many animals, while on the other hand, excessive pollution leads to disease and death of animals. That's all.
Are there any endangered species currently in the park?
There are a couple, but as there are a few that are dropping, so they are on the list of possibilities, but they're a candidate.
What species are these?
I don't have those on hand right
Any other questions?
What negative effects will adding boat docks and boat ramps have?
now. The boat docks can bring in boats with other, if the boats go from one lake to another, there's stuff that can get left on their motors and the propellers that can go into our lake and can pollute it. They're called hitchhikers.
Well, aren't they supposed to clean the boats?
They are, but not a lot of people do.
You're being the Game of Fish, isn't it your job to enforce these rules?
Yes, it is, but right now, this lake is not under. It is, yes.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
If this were developed, would you stock the lake with fish, or do you currently stock it with fish?
Right now we currently don't, it's a natural lake, but if we would, if it would get developed, we would probably have to because so many people coming in, it would obviously make our fishing go down.